Hey, my name is Raw Spoon, and I go by the artist name Raw Spoon. Get it? I'm a writer and illustrator here in Atlanta, Georgia. I'm partnering with you guys at North Decatur United Methodist Church for the month of December as your artist in residence, and I'm going to be giving some workshops. Here are a couple things about me just so you think I'm really cool and want to come hang out with me at these events. I've done work for Chick-fil-A, Coca-Cola, the FDA, and Porsche. I've written and illustrated 8 books, I've written over 600 blogs, and written for a couple of big blogging platforms. But I've dedicated myself to the mission of drawing journeying people like me closer to God through writing and art. Sketchnotes workshops. I do sketchnotes while I'm sitting in sermons, and on Sunday mornings we'll do a workshop together to help you get good at them too. For people whose brains work like mine, sketchnotes not only help me focus on the sermon, but it lets me make something beautiful from what I've heard, gives me notes that are fun to look at to remember the message throughout the week, and it gives me something I can share on social media that edifies people and spreads the message, which also makes you seem super cool with your friends. I've walked hundreds of people through my process of finding their mission and becoming what I call millennial monks, which are people devoted to a life of purpose instead of the American dream. It's a free workshop that answers that nagging question of what I want to do with my life. We can also do one-on-one sessions to develop more specific answers, and an illustrated diagram of your mission comes with it. Write Hour. Do you have a book you've always wanted to write? So much of what I've found I've had to overcome to do this is to develop the consistent habit of writing. That's what Write Hour is. I'll be at a local coffee shop at a time that we decide works best and invite you to come hunker down and write with the rest of us for an hour. I'll also be available during that time to talk through any holdups you're hitting with stuff like plot or getting started or even just the marketing strategy. Art workshops. Do you have a piece of art you've been wanting to get done for a while? Do you love to paint or draw but just need a little bit of inspiration from your peers? Well, during worship, I am often inspired to make art. In our workshop, we can present our inspiration, whether it be from the sermon or worship or from something else, to the group and use that space to get other opinions or inspirations on how to get it done. We will have pencil and paper so we can draw, and that can be a springboard if you'd like to turn it into something more at home. If we've made enough good work, we can plan an art show to feature all of it when it's done. Absent Landlord. Absent Landlord is a novel I wrote a few years ago. It's thick with complex characters dealing with hard circumstances, and even though it's set in modern-day Kansas, the whole thing is an allegory. It's illustrated along the way, has a flip book in the bottom, and an index of unexpected questions to pull the spiritual meanings out of the absurd drama in the text. We'll go through it like a good book club does, chat about the meaning, scrutinize the literary value of the text, and listen to the author scramble to plug up all the holes that you've poked into the plot. Art and Story Worship Night. Do you feel too busy to go deep with God these days? If so, this presentation is meant for you and me. I've done a lot of art and written a lot of stories to honestly describe the human condition. But now I've animated the art and given the stories a soundtrack and intersperse them with questions and scripture so that we can watch it as an hour-long presentation meant to comb our souls to reveal our pain. There is time to journal because although it's only an hour, I mean for us to have addressed some of our deepest disappointments towards God and life. Come join us.